This church was established by Abatachin Abuna Isaac, who was Abba Mandefro, Abba Liki Mandefro, Mariam, in 1972. And we grow through the years, and we work together with our Ethiopian brothers and sisters, and we support one another until this time where we celebrating our 58 years.
You are here.
Yeah, my name is Medihanialem. Most people know me as Bambanaya. I'm coming to this church in 1977. Yeah, so
what's special about this day?
This church is unique because of the history. Because the history of this church and the journey that it takes from ancient time until now. We established this church on his birthday, 1972, as a gift to His Majesty.
I'm very grateful that the King thought about us to send this to us, because we in the diaspora were lost with different winds of doctrine, but we received the true faith, and it's like Christ said, when you find that field, you sell everything to get that field and the precious pearl. So this is the precious pearl that His Majesty has sent to us, and we take it very seriously, and we love it very much. Even though we are not born in Ethiopia, a lot of us feel like we are Ethiopian because of the beautiful culture and the faith. This has really saved us. If it wasn't for the church and this faith, the true faith, I don't know where we would be today, or where I would be today. So, very grateful.
እየተከታተላችሁ ያላችሁት የአዲስቅኝትን የሚዲያ አገልግሎት ነው። እኛ ነፃ የሐሳብ ልውውጥ እንዲኖር ከመገፋፋት መሳሳብ ከመራራቅ መቀራረብ እንዲፈጠር ጠንክረን እንሰራለን። እናንተ ላይክ፣ ሼር እና ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ የማህበረሰብ ሚዲያ አጋርነታችሁን አረጋግጡ። አዲስቅኝት የሚዲያ አገልግሎት
My name Domisani, baptismal name Haptewald.
Yeah.
So for us, especially from the Caribbean, when His Majesty sent this church to us, it was great blessing from God. So this is part of the reason why we honor His Majesty. We are so grateful for this, for having this faith, because we're familiar with Christianity,
Yeah.
but the original true Christianity we see in the Orthodox Church. So now we learn the proper ways to worship, and then the iconography, as you know, within Orthodoxy, iconography is vitally important, not just depicting the saints, but also a way to teach people.
Do you think Ethiopians understand what you are doing, how you perceive Ethiopian culture and religion?
Yes. So I believe there's some people that understand, but most people don't. They automatically, especially they see someone with the lux,
Yeah.
they automatically, because I've seen even the certain mannerisms. Let's say I go to a church visiting, and I feel like I'm not received as warm as I should be, because I feel they see me, and then some people that have a negative opinion about His Majesty, they see me as if I am representing His Majesty, so therefore I don't get that warm greeting. And I think there's that misunderstanding, especially after the Derg, the socialist government, which was ungodly, took over. They spread a lot of propaganda and misinformation about His Majesty and the royal heritage that Ethiopia has given to us by God. And therefore, many Ethiopians, when they see someone like myself, it's as if it's a reminder of His Majesty, and some people don't want to deal with it. For those who recognize the royal family should be a part of Ethiopian culture, then it's a joy to their heart. So you find the dichotomy, you find with both sides. One group will be warm and loving, and another group will be sort of very not very welcoming. So I find both sides. The like being standoff, and then the look in the eyes. Like I even myself and my wife, when I've been to other churches and I see, it's just not as warm. Yeah. And I assume if I didn't look the way I look, maybe I would have been, maybe I might even be seen or thought as Ethiopian.
My name is Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus.
Yes.
That's your Christian name.
That's my Christian name. Otherwise, they call me Levi.
Levi.
From the tribe, as an Hebrew Israelite, that's my tribe name, Levi. Yeah, Medihanialem, I've been a member of Medihanialem for almost, I'm kind of recent member since the establishment. I've been here for about 22 years at this branch. Yeah, I was here when this branch was, when this building, but the church been established 30 years prior to that. Over in different parts of Toronto, they have different locations that they usually reside. But this particular church, it is an English branch. So, as you know, the Ethiopian church, the worshiping or the whole format is in the language of the Ethiopian Ge'ez/Amharic. So, as encouragement to us as the people in the Western world, back in the days, the people of the West wanted an African church. So they, as according to what I heard, they wrote to His Majesty and asked him to send the church. So there was two incidents. There was two history about the church coming into the West. One was His Majesty after his visit in 1966 to Jamaica, realized the zeal and the love that the people have for him and for Ethiopia. He sent the church. So the history has it that he actually paid out of his own pocket for the liturgy to be printed in English. I mean, he translated from the ancient books that they used to officiate the worshiping into English language. That's how we have it. So we have the original translation amongst our congregation. So any English church that was established by the priest that was sent has that complete liturgical books with all the anaphores. We call them anaphores. which is books that was written by different saints that used to come to supplement the worship in the liturgy. So this church is very special church for many reasons, and one that we have the English way to worship, how the ancient forefathers worship in Ethiopia. So it's a special gift.
This time where we celebrating our 58 years anniversary in Canada. I must say that for me, to find this church is like finding a pearl that the price is so great that it's a choice pearl that is greater than money, because this is life, and the Ethiopian Orthodox Church bring us out of darkness into light, and we give thanks to God. We give thanks to the fathers who really keep the church until this time, that we could get the church in the diaspora for all the people who yearn to learn about the vine and the fig tree, the ancient culture, the ancient way of worship. So, this church is more than a word can express. It's beyond expression. But it brings us hope. It brings us joy. It brings us peace. It brings us love.
Yeah.
So, when this church was established, I was in Canada. From 1969, two years before this church established. But when the church established, I was not among the 50 3 members that were baptized first by Abuna Isaac, who was Abba Mandefro, Aile Mariam. You know, but I came to this church about 1974. You know?
Yeah.
I visit church. I started to visit the church. I started to learn of the church, and the brothers who were before me, they guide me by, you know, encourage me to read about the history of Ethiopia, read about the history of the church, and, you know, to try and find, you know, our roots and our ancient way of life.
እየተከታተላችሁ ያላችሁት የአዲስ ቅኝትን የሚዲያ አገልግሎት ነው። እኛ ነፃ የሐሳብ ልውውጥ እንዲኖር ከመገፋፋት መሳሳብ ከመራራቅ መቀራረብ እንዲፈጠር ጠንክረን እንሰራለን። እናንተ ላይክ፣ ሼር እና ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ የማህበረሰብ ሚዲያ አጋርነታችሁን አረጋግጡ። አዲስ ቅኝት የሚዲያ አገልግሎት
I become a priest in 1999. He made me the head of the church and the administrator of the church, and you know, from there on I started to serve the church until this time. Abatachin Abuna Isaac was loved by all the Caribbean people and North America, whole Western Hemisphere, wherever I go, people love him. You know, because it was a very peaceful and loving father who teach us to become good Christians, you know, and we listen to him because he not only teach us but he lived that life as a good example that we could see, and even today I still obedient to the things that he showed me, and I follow that path, you know. So he was a very, you know, good father who cared for the children, and he gave his life, you know, because he suffered many things, and you know, I say, you know, he's numbered among the martyrs because of the affliction that he suffered. But he never gave up on us. He never relaxed and live any luxury life, you know. I just lay back. He was on the move all the time. His home was the hotels, from place to place. Where you go, you know, because he would go to even 2 states, you know, one day to look after the flags, you know. So that kind of commitment, you know. So there's so many things that Abatachin did to show us that good, you know, good example of persistent to accomplish a good work. You see, we never lose hope, and we know that God will make war to cease unto the end of the earth. He had power to do all things, you know. But this world is not the kingdom of God. Because he said to the Jews and the Pharisees, my kingdom is not of this world. And this kingdom of the world is the kingdom of Satan, you know. And the work of Satan will be destroyed. You know? Because Satan is the heart of contention and confusion. You know? And people have to be well aware of how, you know, crafty and cunning the tempter is. Because he can, you know, tempt people and draw them into destruction. You know? So Ethiopia, you know, is human being. And human being do not see eye to eye and everything. You know? Yeah. And there's, for me, I see, when I read the history of Ethiopia and follow the history of Ethiopia from ancient time, Ethiopia always have a king. In the Old Testament, right down to the New Testament and to this time. You know? Ethiopia always have a king. And the king of Ethiopia always be Christian who are dedicated to the faith and put their trust in God. And because those kings always put their trust in God, God guide Ethiopia with a merciful right hand until they remove the monarchy. You know? And from that time till now is the darkest page of Ethiopian history. Because everyone, you know, who come after is just political mind. And, you know, tyranny, who have no regard for human being, but only about themselves. You know? Yeah. And that's what we see in Ethiopia. Is the political system take over Ethiopia, and it is a destroying system because the political system is Satan's system.
So do you think this will pass and this will change?
Yeah, I don't think it will pass. I know it will pass. And soon it will pass. Because when the political system fails in Ethiopia, God will take over Ethiopia. Because He gave them a chance, because they war and fight to get this political system. But now they got it. And they're crying. People crying each day for their loved ones. The things that happen in Ethiopia, you never thought or could think of it as it would happen in Ethiopia. You know? The way they kill one another like animal. But, you see, God, He give man free will. You want this? God He give you what is right. He give you protection under His hand. He held back the enemy of Ethiopia as a horse in a Bible from destroying Ethiopia. But the people reached out and said, we don't want the monarchy, we don't want a Christian king. We want political system where we vote and put leader. So God give man free will. But now that free will, it costs Ethiopia destruction, atrocity, genocide. I say, you know, God bless Ethiopia, God bless Ethiopians, and I am hoping by the will of God, this war will cease soon and Ethiopia will have peace, you know. And it's a prophecy of many of the Father that these 3 years will be like, you know, a woman in travail. But when it passes, when the baby is born, then, you know, the joy fill the heart that the pain is gone. And the pain of Ethiopia will go away when this trial is over.